Hey everybody, this is a look at my Sailfin Pleco. I believe it's a Sailfin Pleco. My 55-gallon T-bar tank. It's not too often you get to see a look from the underside. Probably should have put my flash on, but that would also probably scare the fish away. You can see those raspy little teeth. Hopefully, if it focuses. There it goes. So those teeth are what make it so effective at scraping surfaces clean. And I'm not exactly sure of the physiology of it, but they have some sort of valve that allows them to bypass their mouth when they're attached to something like this glass, and that's why they can continue to pump water over their gills, even though by the looks of it you would certainly think their mouth is stuck to the glass. How are they sucking water in? So somewhere in there is a little valve mechanism that allows it to draw in, probably up through the nose, or the top of the roof of the mouth or something like that. And then down here you can see where the water is being pumped out, and that of course is keeping the oxygenated water flowing across the gills. So took my autofocus off there. If you look at that piece of wood lying in front of the tank, those marks are inches. So if you want to try to do a rough calculation and figure out how many inches that is, there's your opportunity. And of course you can see all of the poop on the bottom of the tank, and then if we come down here you can see lots more of it, and then ultimately this end is where the current swirls and drops most of it. So even though you rarely see the Pleco at this end of the tank, you certainly see the waste from the Pleco at this end of the tank. So it's only been a week or so since I've been in there, and we've already got that much poop on the bottom of the tank. So it is a big fish. It does create a big bioload in the tank, but it also does a really good job keeping the tank clean. Doesn't seem to be too aggressive or bothersome. I did notice the other day that my T-bar was sort of being aggressive towards the Pleco here, and also the angelfish in the tank. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on there. Maybe the T-bar, which is a cichlid, was feeling a little territorial or something. I've noticed it's been digging lately, so that is, signs of like nesting behavior when it's digging a burrow, or whatever they call it. But the Pleco itself never shows any signs of aggression towards the other fish. Now, it is an armored catfish, so it's got nothing to worry about, really. I guess maybe the very tips of its fins could get nipped or something like that. But there's not much the T-bar could do to it if the T-bar really wanted to go after it and strike at it. And I have noticed some scrapes and scratches and stuff on the T-bar, and I had chalked that up to darting and dashing and maybe hitting the rocks or hitting some sticks or pieces of woodwork or something like that. And now I'm almost beginning to wonder if it wasn't dashing itself against this Pleco, and some spikes or fins or something aren't what put those scratches on my T-bar. So I was kind of hoping we get to see him swim away a little bit. Maybe we'll see if we come in closer to the side here. There we go. Unfortunately, all he did was turn around and disappear into the bushes. But that gives you a little bit of a look at his markings. He's not all just a dark color. He definitely has patterning on him. And then, of course, when he stands its fin up, it really, leads me to believe that it truly is a sailfin. It's got an enormous dorsal fin, and then its tail fin is very long and elaborate with all of that sort of brown, orange markings on it as well. It's a really pretty fish. So I'm reluctant to get rid of it. I don't really want to keep it in this tank. I definitely don't want to put it in my native tank. I've already got one very similar In fact, we can come over here and have a quick look at it. You can see it hiding down in there. I don't know if it's exactly the same species, but it's a very similar species if it's not the exact same one. So I'm thinking about taking the one that was in the T-bar tank that we were just looking at and moving it over to my 125. I don't want to move too fast past my native fish here and get them all spooked and excited. So I'm thinking about bringing that fish over into this tank. Now I've got this, let me turn this light off and get rid of some of this glare for a minute here. I've got this Synodontis in this tank that is a bit, I don't know, territorial is the right word, but he tends to dominate the tank. He gets a little bit fussy. I actually just shot a little bit of video of him. I've also got some smaller plecos that already live in the nooks and crannies in the bottom of this tank. Right in this sort of cave area is where one of them usually hangs out. In that middle area is where another one is, and then down in this cave is usually where the third one is. And they're not big. They're chocolate zebra plecos, so they're only about 3.5 or 4 inches long. They're stout little fish for their size. You know, they're plecos. They're not dainty. But they're also no match for that pleco we were just looking at. There's my Tenopoma hanging out, pretending he's a leaf. I don't think anybody told him he's the wrong color. He sticks out like a sore thumb in there. Maybe he's a dead one. Maybe he's a branch, piece of wood. And then, of course, I've got the 3 clown loaches. There's 2 of them. I'm not sure where the other one is. So, I don't know if it'll go in this tank or not, but that is an option. It's something I'm thinking about. It is a 125-gallon tank, so there's room for it. I just don't know if the other fish in this tank would be particularly happy about it. And if they're not happy about it, then that's going to disrupt the whole tank. And I don't know if I want to disrupt the sort of biological balance in this tank by adding a great big bioload and other fish in there. So I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. It's an option. It's something on the table, something I'm thinking about. So there you go. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the updates. You never know how this is going to turn out. We started out with the T-bar tank, but we ended up over here with my 125 gallons. So thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.